So now I have with me Jason Napolitano, president of Alpha Tech Lending. Jason, thanks for stopping by today.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me on. Excited to talk to you.
I mean, it really wasn't too challenging because your booth is technically right next door.
As it always,
As it always is, as it always
side
is.
by side.
So Jason, for the people who haven't heard of Alpha Tech Lending, tell them a little bit about you.
Sure. Alpha Tech Lending, we are a private mortgage company. We specialize in helping all investors, all different type of investors in the real estate market. Our main products are DSCR, long-term rentals, ground-up construction, and fix and flip. And we're finding that we're in 42 states throughout the country and really helping a lot of investors achieve all of their real estate goals.
That's excellent, Jay. So now I know I've had the pleasure of referring Alpha clients, and I'm lucky enough to where they get to deal with you primarily a lot.
Yeah.
So that's always great.
Thank you.
One of the great stories I heard when you first started to come on board with Alpha, you drove out to, I believe, one of the boroughs where you were driving around in order to have paperwork signed, and I don't know if there was something related to an airplane or a trip or something, but let's hear that story.
Well, one of the things that I love about this business, I've been in the regular mortgage business for a long time, over 20 years, but I really gravitated towards the private mortgage business. And the reason was that you really build true relationships with people. You know, the people that I work with, I consider them to be almost like family.
Sure.
You know, and you have to do, just like you do in real life, anything you have to do for your family, right? So I had one borrower who really needed to close on a fix and flip. He had a deadline. His wife had booked a cruise to go away. So he only had a day or two in order to get that property closed before he left. And on a Sunday night, around 9, 10 o'clock, I drove out to his house while he was packing and made sure that we outlined his budget, made sure that we got all of his corporate docs together, submitted the file the next morning, and we were able to close him right before he went away. So
Wow.
he was able to leave and know that he was going on vacation and didn't have to worry about the property, and probably made his wife a lot happier that she wasn't dealing with that the whole time he was away. So
You know what's great about that story? Like, there's so many different banks, there's so many different lending institutions out there, other organizations and companies that specifically deal with investors, your competition. But I'll tell you what, you don't hear stories like that from the competition. So, you know, it's pretty cool that you still have that fire and that hunger just to truly help
sure.
individuals, you know?
Yeah, I tell all my guys, especially the newer guys to the industry that are working for us, and it's something that I believe in firmly. You have a attorney, you have a accountant, and you need a mortgage specialist if you're going to be in the investment space. So I want to be that person that they turn to and know that every single time they call me, I deliver for them.
Love it.
And whether that's driving out there at 9 o'clock at night on a Saturday or Sunday, or just talking to them through whatever situation they're going to, I want to make sure that I'm that person for them.
Excellent. Now, with interest rates coming down slightly, and of course, you know, we're right around the corner from a lovely election.
Sure.
What are you seeing right now in your space and your industry?
Sure. Well, the great thing about the investment side is that people that do this for a living, just like you and I do mortgages, they're going to invest whether the interest rate is a 5, a 6, an 8, a 10, right? But as we start to see interest rates coming down, you're seeing a lot more profit in the investment properties that they're buying, right?
Right.
If you buy a house and you get an interest rate of 9%, or you buy a house and you get a 6.5%, that's going to go to your bottom line and make sure that that property is cash flow positive and making
Right.
the money that you need to invest. So we're seeing a lot of people on the DSCR, long-term rental properties, coming in. We're doing a tremendous amount of business on the multifamily. That's a really, really good space. 5 to 9, 5 to 10 units. Guys that know what they're doing, know how to manage a property, and are really looking to add that extra revenue stream by, you know, not only doing a single family where, you know, you're not going to be able to really make too much additional rental income, but if you get into a 5 unit, a 6 unit, 7 unit, and you're good at what you do and manage those properties correctly, now that interest rates are also dropping, you know, you have a home run in terms of what your investments are going forward.
Yeah, great Great words. So now, as far as when it comes down to the interest rates,
Sure.
so are they adjustable rate mortgages or are they fixed rates in the private lending space for you?
Most of the products that we do are fixed rates. A lot of the people that we work with, like we talk about, or all of the people that we work with in my space are investors. So they're forecasting for sometimes a 3, 4, 5 year window. So you kind of take that into consideration, and we're going to lock them in for the 30-year term. Usually at a fixed rate, there's not as much of a difference between the adjustable and fixed rates in our space. So they know where the rate's going to be. They're able to work the rest of their investment strategies based on that monthly payment. And if they stay in that loan for the 30 years, which they don't always do, they know they're locked in at that exact rate.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm sure that you're also going to get very, very busy, especially with rates coming down and there being more opportunities out there for investors when it comes to cash flow, margins, and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
To where, as far as when it comes down to business just kind of pouring in, I'm sure your team is going to be stepping up, especially some of these newer guys, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, we got a lot of new guys that we're adding to our team. We just brought on a number of seasoned veterans of the mortgage business who were doing conventional work for years and also had some private business. We recently brought them on board and are excited for the opportunities that they're going to be bringing to the company as well.
It must be pretty humbling too, like when you go and you look at just your company as a whole, you see some like real seasoned pros out there that are coming and joining you. And then you have newbies who are in their 20s who just want to get into real estate and want to learn. So like you're getting like that nice mix of just seasoned veterans all the way down to people who, barely know what a mortgage is.
Sure. Well, I think it shows a lot about our company when you're able to bring in a seasoned guy, right? Guys out there that understand the market, know the different lending companies that are out there, like Alpha Tech Lending. So when we're able to bring those people on, it's a compliment to us because it means we're doing something right.
For sure.
And then I love working with new guys. We have a guy we just brought on straight out of college, right? He's learning the business. He was a referral from a friend and thought he wanted to get into real estate. I told him, you might want to second think that. Sales is not the easiest job in the world. You just finished college. But I said, if you come on board and you truly want to, build your book of business and learn to be, a mortgage professional, like I said, that expert, we'd love to have you and kind of take that journey with you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how's he been?
So far, so good. We're going to keep him.
Good. All right.
We'll
That's
give him another couple months.
Good stuff. So a popular question that I get hit with pretty often is ground up construction sometimes. I'll get hit with that from a client who has a decent portfolio, maybe a few residential properties, maybe some mixed use. So talk a little bit about your ground up construction.
Sure. Ground up construction is one of those areas or lines of business where you do have to have true experience as a ground up construction builder.
And why is that? Because of the risk? There's so much risk involved?
A lot of times you see people that, when you're doing ground up construction, obviously you're dealing with municipalities, you're dealing with the town, you're dealing with the city. Some people do not have the experience in order to do those things, right? On a fix and flip, you may not need permits, right? If you're just doing something cosmetic, right?
Right.
But when you start to get into needing permits and plans and approvals, we just want to make sure that you're able to kind of work through those situations in case anything ever arises that you get into trouble, right? We, as a private lender, we take the fact that we're going to invest 100% of the rehab costs, we're going to lend that to you, right? And our goal is that you finish that entire project and are able to sell it off or transition into a long-term rental. But there's a lot that goes into it, especially when there is a ground-up construction. So we just look for guys that are seasoned, have a few of the ground-up deals under their belt in the last 36 months, just so that we know that we could be a successful partner with them, just like we're looking to have them with us.
Excellent. I think you may have caused a little bit of nerves in some of the newbies because a lot of people think, I want to get into real estate. I could do this. It's easy. And then when you just brought up the word municipalities, that gets a little scary. I was like, wait, municipalities?
Yeah.
So as far as just interesting that you know all the ins and outs of it. As far as work wise. I know you spend a lot of hours. You're in the office all the time. You kind of live and breathe real estate and mortgages
Sure.
and baseball. That's pretty much it for you.
Baseball
at this
and
point.
softball, yep.
That's it. That's it.
I have an 11-year-old daughter who's a superstar all over Long Island, and a 9-year-old son who's on his way up in baseball. And then my 6-year-old is really, she's going to be the future superstar. She's going to
Awesome.
be the best out of them all, probably.
Awesome. So you find the time to have that balance, but according to work, I know work is heavy on that scale, real heavy.
30 hours of work and 30 hours of baseball, softball. That works out each week.
Yeah, it keeps you busy.
I just don't sleep. Anyone who knows me, I drink a lot of espresso. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So now, Jason, if you could just tell the viewers. So if somebody has a question related to investments, their next project, where can they find you?
Sure, absolutely. We'd love for you to reach out, alphatechlending.com. You can reach me at jason@alphatechlending.com. And, there's no question, there's no reason that you don't give us a call. Even if you're just starting out and want to learn the ins and outs, we want to take you from your very first project to your 20th project while you build that empire. So give us a call. We love to work with you and love to have the opportunity to help you grow your portfolio.
Awesome. Well, Jason, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.